Alrighty, friends. It is good to see you all. Welcome, welcome back here to another stream. It is good to see y'all back for another bit of coverage here tonight. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's doing good. So we are gonna jump right on into it here. What's up, Panda Rosa? What's up, fan? Good to see you guys. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm gonna have the camera on and off here. I'll give you guys a little bit more of viewing space so y'all can kind of see, what's going on. I also do need to fix the layout real quick. Let's do that so we can get a little bit better. Anyways, what's up, fan? Good to see you, friend. But I hope everyone's well. We do got a couple of severe thunderstorm watches that are in effect right now. Bits of them actually just got canceled for northwestern Iowa. We did have a severe thunderstorm watch that just got canceled for some of those counties. But we still do have the main watch in effect for about 2 hours for southwestern Iowa, bits of eastern Nebraska. And then we go into eastern Kansas, where we do have the severe thunderstorm watch as well. This one expires in 3 hours, and also bits and counties of Missouri here as well. What's up, K-Jack? Good to see you, friend. Hope you're well. Saying hi, Andrew, and everyone. What's up? Hope you're doing good. But yeah, I decided I'm going to hop on here for a little bit. Maybe do a little bit of coverage here, with you guys. That way we can kind of talk about the weather, talk about what's going on here. Also, I must say, happy hurricane season. It is now officially hurricane season. Today is June 1st. Which is honestly hard to believe. Where did this year go so far? Let's see, there's so much on radar tonight, so much possible tornadic environment, several tornado-producing cells. Yeah, today was pretty crazy, from what I heard. What's up, Raka? Good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing well. But anyways, definitely is, is pretty active. Here, let's go ahead and hop over here to, did not want to do that. Here, let's go ahead and hop over to the main radar. That was our national radar. This is our main radar. Got a couple flash flood warnings in effect here. At the moment, I think we're kind of chilling, though. Yeah, I don't think we have any active warnings at the moment, which is good. But we'll keep an eye on it. Because like I said, the watches, they expire in about 2... This one expires in 2 hours. The one in Missouri and Kansas expires in 3 hours. So got a little bit to go on that one. But definitely got some nice cells popping off here. Let's see here. What's up, Cruz? Good to see you, dude. Won't be able to chatting much. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate ya. Yeah, I just kind of want to be on here for a little bit to, just go over the weather with you guys and all that stuff here. Let's hop over to future radar here. We'll take this into the future. By the way, you guys can look at the time in the top right. This is the HRRR model. This is the sub-hourly. So current time is 2 o'clock a.m. Eastern. And it just looks like those storms are going to continue, over the next little bit, over the next several hours. It seems like those storms up in Iowa could possibly fade out, just before sunrise here. And it looks like we're going to continue to see maybe bits of convection, some storm activity here in Missouri at that point. So we'll definitely be watching out for that. Let's go ahead and bring up our current outlook here real quickly. We'll bring up our severe weather outlook. So this is our active outlook right now for day one. We do have this slight risk here. We have this big marginal in the dark green, extends down to western Texas, cuts straight through the plains, into the Midwest, bits of, upper plains as well. Let's see here. Using other radars nearby to pinpoint some good velocity stuff. We may get more warns, in my opinion. But I'm not confident where exactly on what cell. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's definitely possible, that we could still see some activity tonight. That's actually why I'm live, is because, we still do have this active threat. I mean, it's still going on here. I like to cover nighttime, because there's a lot of stuff that still happens at night, and having people during the day cover is good. But we're gonna need some people at night. That's why I like to usually stream at nighttime. So. Let's see here. Moss says, are we good in Plate? Is it Plate City? Can somebody tell me how to pronounce that? Because I'm always pronouncing it wrong. I've been told how to pronounce it before, but I just keep forgetting to. So is this in Missouri, I'm assuming? Here, let's bring this up over here. So this is right where you're at. It looks like you're kind of in between a couple of cells right now. You did just get some activity here to the east of you. You're kind of in here. You're kind of in the middle of it, it looks like. We do have a little bit more storm activity heading in that general direction. It looks like it's moving kind of east, slightly southeast here. Definitely got quite a bit of lightning activity here on those cells there. Platt. It's Platt. Is that how you say it? Okay. What's up, Kath? Good to see you, friend. Saying, what about Wisconsin? Wisconsin's pretty good for tonight. Yeah, we don't really have much going on in Wisconsin. We'll pull up the radar. It looks pretty good for the most part. I mean, we do have a little bit of precipitation, but, this isn't any severe weather. This is just normal rain. Not a whole lot going on in Wisconsin at the moment, but yeah, the main threat here for tonight's mostly like western bits of Iowa, eastern Kansas, and bits of northern central Missouri. So that's kind of the main area that we're kind of talking about tonight. The main area that we're covering. So, all right, let's go and bring up our SAT too. We'll bring up our radar and satellite view. So yeah, you can see that deep convection. Those storms really popping off there. So right now we have a lot of them in eastern Kansas. Let's see here. Rolling into Missouri. As we looked at the future radar a minute ago, we did see that those were going to be rolling into the area. Yeah, we got some of those going into western Iowa too. We'll have to keep an eye on these. Like I said, these things could still produce possible tornadoes, possible damaging winds, maybe some hail. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. What's up, fan? Saying, my man, I dig the nighttime streams, not gonna lie. Let's see. Let me see what's going on so I can go to bed. If there's stuff going down, I can get coverage on it when only others. Well, I appreciate that. I really appreciate it. I like covering the nighttime the most personally. In my opinion, it's honestly the best. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's got to be somebody streaming, during the day and during the night. Because a lot of the people, they mainly stream during the day, and then there's not many people active at night, even though severe weather still continues, and they get exhausted, they get tired, and it's definitely needed. Definitely needed. And that's where I come in. I intentionally mess up my sleep schedule just for you guys. Let's see here. What's up, Dan? Good to see you, man. How we doing? Dan the man. See, I'm in Topeka. It's a little loud out here. Let's take a look at Topeka, Kansas. Let's see what we got going on here. We'll bring up the radar. Let me actually turn on... I just realized I don't have the cities on. Here, let's turn those on so we can actually kind of see where we're looking at here. It might help. Ooh, let's not use that. That's ugly. I do not like that background. There we go. That's a lot better. All right, here's Topeka. Yeah, definitely got a strong cell to the north of Topeka. Not currently severe warned at the moment, which is good. If it was, we'd let you know. But yeah, it's definitely quite a strong cell. There's quite a bit of lightning. Actually, if you look at it, that was a merger. You all see that? Here, let's go back a little bit. That was a cell merger. We had this cell right here that started to pop off. We had this cell down here. They converged. You see that? They came together right here. And now it's kind of turned into one bigger storm here. It's definitely interesting. Kat says, thanks, true. Of course, friend, of course. See, the cluster of cells east of Eureka, Kansas looks weird in reflectivity and velocity. Could get more confused. Corruption. Mind take a look when I get a chance. Sure. You said east of Eureka, Kansas. Let's go ahead and pull this up here. Eureka, Kansas. Okay. Oh, so these guys over here. Gotcha. Unfortunately, this is kind of a bad radar area. We could really use a radar like right in here. So yeah, your scans are going to be a little iffy. You're going to be scanning higher up too. Because the beam height, it increases with altitude. Or with distance, sorry. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up our velocity. Let's take a look at that and see. Yeah, definitely got some high end velocities, but you see the beam height. This is 8,000 feet up. This is 8,000 feet, so it's quite a bit up. Quite a bit up here. Yeah, it's a little iffy, but there is definitely some strong winds up there. Dan says we're now warned. Did they issue a warning on that? Let's see here. Go out by Topeka. Doesn't look like there's much of heavy velocities on that cell for you, though. I don't see any warnings. I mean, I'll pull up GR2 just to confirm. It's good to have, two programs just to confirm. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and load up our GR2 analyst real fast here. Bring it over here for a momento. And we'll go ahead and do this. Let's see if they put a warning on it. I don't think they did. Wait, yeah, there is warnings. Why? Hold on a minute. There's warnings all over the place. Why are they not rendering on here? Wait a minute. Holy cow, dude. Yeah, this is exactly why I said it's good to have two programs. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. Yeah, we got quite a few actually. Let's see. So we have one up in. So this is for Kansas. This is East Kansas. We got Rossville, St. Mary, Silver Lake, Grove, Willard, and Maple Hill. 1.75 inch hail. That is literally golf ball hail on that one, and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Let's see here. We have Okaloosa and McLouth for 1.25 or half inch hail. Sorry, half dollar size hail, and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. And then we go in the Kansas City area up by Riverside. I don't know where I got Riversdale from. Oh, no, I got it from there. There we go. Avondale, Gladstone, Birmingham, Independence, Liberty, and Missouri City. This one's warned for also golf ball size hail. Golf ball hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. We also do have a 2-inch hail report. Look at that. That's out in Trimble, Missouri. Dan says you should heard my weather alert. Yeah, I mean, I see it. The one up by Oklahoma. Oh, I can't even talk. The one by Oskaloosa. That's how you say it. Riverside, Gladstone. Gotcha. Yeah, we have this other storm up by Elmont and Hoyt. I think that's how you say that. That one's not warned yet. We'll see if it goes warned, but it's still a pretty strong storm regardless. Yeah, I want to know why these warnings aren't popping up on here. Let's go ahead and try to reset that. We'll do turn on warnings, turn off warnings, turn on warnings. Here, let me just restart that program altogether then. It's Oskaloosa. That's how you say it, right? I probably still said it wrong. I apologize. Like I said, I'm not the best when it comes to these names. Yeah, see, the watches, they work fine. It's just the warnings, they're not coming through for some reason on here. I'm not too sure. Here we go. Let's turn those on again, maybe. We'll do turn on warnings. Yeah, that's really odd. I mean, I have them all on. Well, we'll just have to hop over to this one here for the current warnings. What happened to my stream last night? I had something that went, that was going on, and then my stream ended up cutting out when I was changing scenes. Which, yeah, it's done that every once in a while, and I just decided I'm not going to go live again. You have me with my face cam here. Every once in a while, you're going to see me with my face cam and not. But yeah, yesterday there was, some stuff that was going on, and then as I was changing scenes to be right back again, it ended up crashing on me, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to go live again. Thankfully, it didn't really need it. Renita! Oh my goodness, thank you for the $10 Cash App donation, friend. Holy cow, dude. Thank you so much. Renita saying, hi, Andrew. Hi, Renita. Good to see you, friend. Thank you for that. That is really sweet of you. That is really, really nice. You did not have to do that. But yeah, so the pink areas you guys are seeing here, these blocks, these are the severe thunderstorm watches that we have in effect. And you can see that includes bits of like Kansas City, which we have about 2 hours and 45 minutes left on that one. So yeah, we still got a little bit of time on that. The one up here in Iowa, like I said, these storms are expected to die out first. The ones out by like West Iowa and eastern Nebraska, these storms are expected to kind of die out just before midnight, or sorry, just before it's already past midnight, just before sunrise. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Free thinking, good to see you, friend. Just curious, somewhat worried for a few. No, it's all right. Everything is all good, Susie. Thanks for for being concerned. I really appreciate it. What's up, Free Thinking? Thanks for Tropical Storm Team for 11 months. Goodness, it's almost been a year. That's crazy. Said, hi, Andrew. What can I expect today and tomorrow? Well, hello, friend. It is good to see you. Let's go ahead and pull up our day one outlook. So this is, they actually updated it. So this is the new day one. Macon's good. Yeah, we're good. We have a thunderstorm threat out here today in Macon. We can't roll out a few booms here and there, but we look pretty good. This is for this evening, I should say. Tomorrow we look pretty good too. Another general thunderstorm threat here. So, once again, today and tomorrow, we could see some storms, but not expected to be severe. I mean, yeah, really, they haven't updated day 3 yet. But, yeah, for today and tomorrow, being the 1st and the 2nd of June, which we are now in June, so happy hurricane season to you guys. We're good. We're good out there. But, yeah, we definitely could see a couple booms of thunder. Yeah, for today, they actually have, these 2 slight risk here. We're going to do this so you guys can kind of see the full picture. But yeah, we have those 2. We have the one for northwestern Alabama, northeastern Mississippi, bits of central western Tennessee, northeastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri. And then we have another big slight for later this evening for bits of central western Kansas, western Nebraska, and bits here of kind of northeastern Colorado, including Denver actually in the marginal there, the level 1 threat. So let's see. Friend Thing says you're welcome, my favorite weatherman. Aw. Well, thank you, friend. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really deeply appreciate the support. It helps me out a ton. It definitely helps, pay the bills and stuff. So I really do appreciate it. And seriously, thank you so much for the kind love and support, friend. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I meant to switch over to this scene. I still have my old layout. I don't know. Do you guys like this layout better, or do you like this layout better? See, sometimes simple is better, in my opinion. I think this one's more simple and more professional. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Let me know what y'all think. Let's see. I was very concerned when I heard the 2% tornadic cell west of Sioux Falls because there's a few bits of mobile homes population. Oh, yeah. I think the threat is over, though. Oh, the main threat's maybe for them. Let me check on Sioux Falls, actually. Let me see. But the main threat tonight's not over, though. For everybody, it's not over. Here, let's pull up Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Yeah, we'll go ahead and load our live radar here for Sioux Falls. Luckily, Sioux Falls has a radar. Yeah, Sioux Falls is fine. You guys at this point, I think are pretty good. Because basically, like I mentioned, our activity here tonight is mostly in these areas, like western Iowa, bits of eastern Nebraska, and then, of course, bits of Missouri and Kansas. Whoa, that's a mean storm. Yeah, up by Gladstone and Liberty. This is in Kansas City. Gladstone, Liberty, Riverbend, Independence, Riverside area. This is warned for golf ball hail. Hail up to 1.75 inches in diameter. That's some big hail. And, of course, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts out there. So, got some gusty winds on there, too. But, yeah, definitely got to keep an eye on that. I mean, yeah, to the north of that, there was actually that report of 2-inch hail out in Trimble. Out there in Trimble. So, definitely quite large hail here. I really wish that the warnings would overlay on here. That would be nice. But thankfully, I mean, knock on wood, as of right now, there's no tornado warnings in effect. So, we can't rule out any more tornadic activity tonight. So we'll just have to keep a close eye on it. We'll have to just kind of watch it and see how it goes. Here, let's bring up mesoanalysis. So mesoanalysis basically shows us kind of like what the current conditions look like. If you guys are kind of new to mesoanalysis here. So we'll go ahead and load up the plains here in the Midwest view. So you can see all that convection out there. We have those storms in western Iowa, eastern Kansas, bits of kind of western central Missouri. If we pull up our CAPE, not surprised, we have a lot of CAPE. So CAPE stands for convective available potential energy. Basically the instability in the environment, in which, the higher the instability, not the only thing that contributes to strong storms, but it definitely helps stronger convection, stronger storms because there's more forcing involved. There's more, I don't know, more buoyancy is the best way to put it. Meaning that warm air on the surface rises more aggressively the higher the cape is. But yeah, anyways, across the environment, though, we have a lot of instability. There's a lot of cape out there. Let's pull up our lower level winds here. Let's see. Lower level jet. So now we're looking about 5,000 feet up, which is not that high. It's pretty shallow. But yeah, we don't have much of a lower level jet, thankfully. So for tornadoes, you really want to see a strong lower level jet. And thankfully in this environment, we're mostly less than 20 knots, which is good. Which is definitely good. So if we did get any spin ups, they would likely remain on the weaker brief side. We have a little bit of a curvy hodo there. There's your fat cape. Decent dry mid-level environment. A little bit of lower level veering. You can see, those lower level wind barbs, how they kind of turn as you go up in altitude. That's good. That's what you need for tornadoes. But like I said, since the shear itself is pretty weak, kind of on the lower side, if we did get anything, it would likely be pretty low end. Let's see our mid-level wind. So this is about 20,000 feet up, and we've seen about 30, maybe 40 knots from west to east. Anyways, bottom line, we have good instability. We have great moisture. I already know that. If we hop over to the current observations, actually, we'll look at our current dew points here. We'll bring them up right now. Yeah, so you can see a lot of the area. Our dew points are well in the 60s and even in 70s. Across bits of Missouri. For those Missouri storms. The environment that they're in, there is a lot of dews, like high dew points. A lot of moisture, a lot of water vapor being present there. So, what's up, Misty? Good to see you, friend. Hope you are doing well. Misty said you got some storms near you. Oh, do you? Stay safe out there, friend. Yeah, we're keeping an eye on the Kansas City area. Like I said, we definitely have a really nasty storm out here. This one is warned. They actually lowered it, which is good. It was warned for 1.75 inch hail, which is golf ball size hail. Now they've downgraded it to quarter size hail, which is 1 inch in diameter. So, still is potential for hail on it. We got all these warnings in southeastern Kansas, areas like Yates Center, Toronto, Mound City, Mapleton, Fulton, Lola, Moron. Not Moron, Moran. Is that actually how you say it? Moran? I don't think it's moron. I apologize. You got me over here trying to be so professional. Oh, that's another one to add to the list here. Oh, my goodness. What's up, Jesse? Good to see you, friend. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, also, we have a storm here west of Topeka, too. Actually, just crossed over the radar site there. You can kind of see. I don't think this one is warned. Oh, actually, it is. It is warned. Yeah. No, the one that wasn't warned was the one that was between. Gotcha. Yeah, the one that's for that radar area, kind of leaving the radar site, includes Maple Hill, Rossville. This one's still pretty bad. This one's still pretty severe. This one has golf ball hail on it. So we're seeing golf ball hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So yeah, definitely, still 1.75 inch hail here. But yeah, so that's, keep an eye on that here. Let's hop over to velocity. Let's take a look at the velocity on that storm. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, look at that. Goodness, what the heck? Did that just show like 111 miles an hour? That's not true. That's not actually what's going on. But there's definitely some strong winds in that velocity. I don't know if you guys can see that here. The top value, see that's 61.5. So this is that estimated winds at that altitude. So you see it's 0.5 KFT. Stands for kilo feet, which is 1,000 feet intervals. So 0.5 is 500 feet. So 500 feet up, which is not high at all. The winds are about 60-ish miles an hour. So that definitely lines up. Could be mean, there's a few pixels that are in the 70s, but for the most part, it's in the 60s. So, but yeah, definitely some strong winds on that though. It's really that's actually the nice thing about having a radar. You know, pretty close by to these storms is, you know, you can kind of see what's going on. You know, in the lower levels, a lot more closer up, which is definitely nice. We're gonna change radars. We're gonna go to Kansas City here. Okay. Yeah, the warnings that we do have out here for Kansas, like I said, they did downgrade them from golf ball to quarter hail. So that includes Gladstone, Pleasant Valley, Liberty, Missouri City, Riverbend. Let's see here, Birmingham, Sugar Creek, Independence, Riverside, North Kansas City, Randolph, and Raytown. So yeah, these ones are warned for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that's where we stand. That's where we stand. All right. See, Misty says a very elevated but growing storms near me. Misty, you want me to look at your area? I mean, I can pull it up. If you guys want me to check any zip codes or anything, I'll be more than happy to help you guys. Like I said, you know, we're here for you guys. We're here to help y'all. You know, if you really don't know what's going on, and if you want me to kind of break down an area to, like, you know, let you know what's going on, I could definitely do that. Yeah, but a bit of a recap right now. We're just kind of watching like eastern Kansas. Those storms are working into you know, Missouri, and you know, of course, working into Iowa here too. So got a couple areas we're keeping an eye on for tonight. Oh, wow, that's a hook. Look at that. Oh, buddy. I'm going to check the velocity on that. We got to keep an eye on this storm. That's got a classic hook shape to it. Y'all see that? Ooh, it's kind of discreet too. I mean, we do have that sail to the east, but yeah, it has all that inflow. Goodness. Yeah, let's keep a close eye on that storm. Wouldn't be surprised if that thing does become warned at some point. I think it is warned for or severe thunderstorm warning here. Let's check on KOAX here. Yeah, they don't have a tornado possible tag on that though. I wonder if how the environment looks here. Let me check meso analysis real fast. Let's see inflow there. Oh wow, yeah, we have really weak kinematics. Our lower levels are pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie. We'll see what happens. I mean, it looks more mean on reflectivity than it does on velocity. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any tight rotation or anything associated with it. You know, likely due to that weak lower level or those like weak lower level winds, but still is concerning shaped. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see, Kansas City. Yeah, this one was that hailer we were looking at here. Let's see here. Fan says waiting for these storms to drift more to the radars. I've been looking at that, but keep second guessing myself with the heights and the corruption. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, the reflectivity ain't lying. I mean, the shape of the storm itself is concerning. You know, typically when you see something like this on radar, you know, with a nice little hook on it, you know, that's classic supercell shape. You know, so basically, you know, what's going on is you got that warm inflow, a lot of that warm air kind of just pulling into the storm. And then on the backside, you usually get those rear flank downdrafts, which is coming up from the top of the storm, kind of wrapping around the backside, and then you got that mesocyclone usually. And a typical, you know, classic supercell shape. That's hard to say quick. Supercell shape. We'll just see. We'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it. It is warned though for, like I said, for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and $50 hail, so 1.25 inches in diameter. Misty says, "Oh yeah, it's right behind a boundary." Andrew, look, or sorry, the storm you were looking at with the hook. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, there is that outflow boundary there. Right here, you can kind of see that big noodle. So basically, that is your downdraft air. So you're having a lot of that cooler air kind of escape the storm, and kind of push out, and then you can get like insects and stuff that go up in the air, and the radar can usually scan it. But no, yeah, that's absolutely an outflow boundary there. They also call them gust fronts. Gust fronts, outflow boundaries, same thing. Same thing, different name. Really, really wish I could get these warnings to work here, so I wouldn't have to keep on hopping back. Turn off the warnings, turn them back on, maybe. Let's see, severe thunderstorm warnings, turn them off, back on. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I might need to contact a dev and let them know about it. Yeah, I don't know about it, Misty. I mean, we'll just watch it. We'll see what happens with it. I mean, like I said, yeah, it's definitely interesting. We'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, like I said, there's really not any rotation on it, really. Yeah, I don't think that's much of anything. Yeah, definitely not. I'll tell you what, though, look at that, though. We are definitely seeing some high in DBZ, though. Look at that, almost 70 DBZ up there. Holy smokes, that's pretty high echoes. That's some big returns coming back. So, I mean, that's 2.8 KFT. That's so that's 2,800 feet. Like I said, KFT is 1,000-foot intervals. So 2.8, so 2,800 feet. But yeah, that's definitely some likely some big hail in that. I mean, what is that? That's pretty new though, right? Yeah, it seems like that hail core might be growing a bit. Would not be surprised if they end up upping that hail on that warning there. Right now it's at 1.25 inch hail. We'll see if they make that for bigger hail. Can I go to bed in Platte City? Let me look. Let me check on Platte City, Missouri, real quickly. Alrighty, friend. You are right here. I feel a sneeze coming on, so hold on. Now that I say that, it goes away, of course. It looks like you're dealing with a little bit of light, moderate rain right now. Convection, the storm activity is mostly south of you. It does look like, though, we might have another little cell heading that direction. It's not currently warned. I don't believe so. Yeah, I think you're going to be good for the most part. Because these storms, they're kind of working east, slightly southeast. Well, it depends on the cell that you're looking at, actually. The majority of these are kind of moving eastward. Sounds good, Cruz. Sounds good. Well, congrats. All right, let's hop back up towards Omaha. Look back at that storm. Yeah, definitely, like I said, some real high echoes on that. Let's see here. What's up, Michigan fan? Good to see you, friend. Hello from Alaska. Wow. Dude, you are pretty far away. just a tad. Just a little ways away. Cruz says, thanks, man. No problem, dude. Look at the velocity on the Kansas Metro Storm. Okay. Yeah, let's pull back up that. We'll pull up the KEAX radar here. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Yeah, we got some high velocities out here. Hold on, this is 1,800 feet. Yeah, there's probably some pretty strong winds in that. I wonder if that's warned. Yes, it is. It is warned for 60 mile an hour winds. Yeah, that's about right. 60 mile an hour winds, quarter hail. Yeah, velocity though, it seems pretty compact. It does seem pretty compact, but hmm. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. That actually up. Whoa. That news scan that just came through, it's really pushing it. Let's see. Cruz says I would send you some more gifts, Andrew, but I'm out of jewels. Oh, it's all right. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. I'm not here for the money. I honestly just love tracking the weather and helping you guys out. That's really the main thing. So nobody's got to donate or anything. Nobody's got to do all that stuff. I really do appreciate it though for the people who do. I really, really do. But all right. So like I said, we don't have any tornado. Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, look at that. They did upgrade it. I knew they would with those returns that we were getting on that Minden storm there. Yeah, I had a feeling that they were definitely going to increase that hail prob or that hail size. It was at 1.25. Now it's up to 1.75. So they is now golf ball size hail on that particular storm. Goodness, look at that. So up in North Kansas City, look at those velocities. We're nearly 60, 70. But you also got to remember, this is 1,700 feet up. Things can change a little bit as we get closer towards the ground. So, but without a doubt, definitely some strong wind gusts likely going on in North Kansas City right now. Michigan fan says excited to go into 70 degrees this week. It's been chilly lately. Got to watch for fire danger when it gets hot here, though. That is true. That is true. Yeah, it's been pretty rough in Florida, which is pretty typical here. It's been very muggy last couple of weeks here. Been seeing our dews in like the mid 70s and temperatures in the 90s and all. It's nice. I mean, I like it. I know a lot of people don't really like it too much, but personally, this is kind of a hot take. A lot of people don't like hot, humid heat. I would rather have humid heat than dry heat because with the dry heat, I mean, it really sucks it out of you. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. But with the humid heat, I mean, it's not as bad in my opinion. But anyways, that's my opinion. Like I said, pretty hot take. Pretty hot take. Not everybody's gonna agree on that. But yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on that velocity though. That's certainly pretty strong. Let's hop back to Iowa for a minute. Let's see what we got going on out here. Yeah, these ones over here, there's mostly that hail concern. With that hook that we had for a moment, that classic supercell shape, since has gone away. But like I said, still seeing some high DBZ values here. So strong returns, but possibly waning downward. So hoping that will no longer be a bit of a concern anymore. Hopefully that'll just kind of fade out. But I mean, these storms are pretty strong. You had a nice little outflow boundary there up by Traynor. You can see that noodle. So once again, that's your downdraft air. That's that cooler air coming in or coming down from your storm. Which that air was once in the upper atmosphere, and since cold air is more dense and it likes to sink, it just sinks down and hits the surface. It kind of pushes out. Humidity sucks when you're working. You need the evaporation to cool off. That is so true. That is actually really true. Yeah, I used to be in the plumbing business with my dad. And so I get that. I do. But I mean, if you're just out and about, doing your normal thing, then yeah, it's different. But no, I totally get it. I totally get it. It sucks. Both of them suck working in. Let's see here. Tornado warning. Oh, do they have a tornado warning on that? Let's see here. They sure do. They sure do. All right, let's hop over here, y'all. We're gonna switch back over to this. Oh shoot. Yeah, we're gonna hop back over here to that. I need to turn off that pin there for a minute. Oh, look at that. It's got a bit of a hook on it. So tornado warning for Kansas City. Let's see it once again. I'm going to try to get these warnings to work. Is it because... Let me turn off the watches, maybe? Turn on watches. No. Turn off warnings. Turn on warnings. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. But let's pull up velocity here. Let's take a peek at that and see. That's on that strong velocity there. That area that we're getting really high in velocities. Here, we'll bring this up here. Let's see here. Crew says I'm gonna head out, hopping back. All right, sounds good, dude. Thanks for joining. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. We'll pop over to velocity here. So that is warned for the next 33 minutes. Tornado and quarter size hail. Very clear inflow in that. Yeah, it does got decent inflow. Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, you got that, that warm moisture-filled air just kind of working its way, into that storm. And then, of course, you got the rear flank downdraft, that cooler air on the backside coming down. And then you got, like, your mesocyclone here. That's where your rotation would be. Inflow pulling in this way, outflow going out this way, and tends to rotate a bit. Yeah, I can't get over those velocities. Those are definitely pretty strong. I mean, these are like 60, 70 mile an hour winds at this level, according to radar here. And once again, height is about 1.6 KFT, which is 1,600 feet, basically. Anywhere between 1,500 and 1,700 feet is where that velocity is. Definitely strong. But yeah, if you know anybody out there in Kansas City area, give them a heads up. Let them know there's a tornado warning in effect here. Need to be in their safe spots, including Kansas City, Sugar Creek, Independence, Raytown area. So a bit of a heads up for you. Let me pull up our CC here. I'll pull up our correlation coefficient. Do not see any debris. But like I said, confirmed or not, you still need to be in your safe spot. So get there as soon as possible. Yeah, we're going to keep a real close eye on that one. Here, let's pull back up our meso analysis for a minute. Let me grab kind of an inflow look at that. There is stronger kinematics out here as opposed to Iowa. More wind shear. Yeah, you got that veering, that lower level veering there. You can see decent cape, dry mid levels. Yeah, I mean, it's in a pretty decent environment. Yeah, there's a new scan that came through. Yeah, still seeing 60-ish miles an hour on that velocity. So that's tracking like right towards Independence here. That is going right towards Independence. Like I said, if you guys are just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning in effect here, including Independence, Sugar Creek, Kansas City area. Here in northwest Missouri. We have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings popping off too. Some in kind of southwestern Iowa, some in southeastern Kansas, bits of northeastern Kansas. But yeah, right now all of our eyes are kind of on this one right here. Not good to wake up and see a hook coming. Yeah, definitely not. So if you know anybody in that area, if you're in that area, please just be sure that you get to your safe spot. Definitely got some strong velocities here. I wonder if I can increase the tilt here. Let me try. I don't know if they have that on here or not. I don't think I can. What I can do, I can increase the tilt on this radar here. Let's hop the velocity real quick. Oh, that's reflectivity. Velocity, we'll go up 0.8, 1.2, 2.4. Oh, yeah, look at that. Especially scanning those layers, you can see where it's more compact, more tight. That's at 10,000 feet. So that's definitely rotating pretty good there. Yeah, I mean, even down shallow layers, at that 0.4 degree inclination, I'm definitely seeing some pretty high end velocities there. Goodness. What's up, Squashy? Good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing well. If I was a guessing man, would I assume this thing's gonna drop? I mean, if there's a tornado warning, we should always assume that it's gonna drop, and therefore be in your shelter regardless. But I mean, like I said, all tornado warnings must be treated equally. Like I said, no matter their um, observation state. If they have been observed or if the radar indicated, the same actions required, to go to your safe spot, to be in your, in the central interior portion of your home. That's if you do not have a basement or a storm shelter. If you do, then go there. And then, like I mentioned, if you're in a mobile home, definitely would recommend go finding a sturdier structure because, unfortunately, mobile homes are not really good for shelters. So you definitely would want to leave those and go find somewhere that's more structurally there. But like I said, if you're just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning that we're currently watching here. This is in Kansas City area here in northwest Missouri. Tornado warning in effect for Kansas City, Randolph, Birmingham, Sugar Creek, and Independence. So, bit of a heads up for you guys out there. Let them, like I said, if you know anybody out there, I know it's late. I know it is. But still, give them a call, spam their phone, wake them up. They might be a little mad at you, but like I said, it's for good reason. So just be sure to let them know that they need to go in their safe spot. And then once the storm passes, then they can go back to bed. But that tornado warning is in effect for the next, it does expire at 2:15 a.m. Central Time, which is 3:15 a.m. 3:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Local 2:15. Let's see. Yeah, it's also warned for quarter hail too. We can't forget about that. I mean, I know quarter hail is kind of the least of concerns, but I mean, it is also on there. So we could see a little bit of hail in that storm. Got some higher reflectivity out by like Avondale area, Randolph, Gladstone, kind of between those areas. But definitely got some real strong velocities on that. Here, let's pause that. Yeah, right now radar has gone down a little bit, but still, like I said, warning's still there. As legendary James Spann always says, respect the polygon. If you're in the warning, you still need to be there until it is gone. Do I think Marshall, Missouri will be all right? Here, let me check on Marshall for you, friend. Let's see here, Marshall, Missouri. Yeah, you're not in any big concern, I don't believe, right now. So you look pretty good at the moment. Let's see here. Hop over to KEAX radar. Marshall, Missouri. Yeah, it looks like we do have a little bit of a cell out there kind of east of you, though, but those are kind of tracking away from you. As of now, you look good. Let's see here. I'm in Independence. How bad am I looking? So yeah, Independence, like we mentioned, is in the warning. Definitely needs you to be in your safe spot. If you have a basement or a storm shelter, go there. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. Like I said, if you're in a mobile home, ditch the mobile home, go find a sturdier structure. Independence is definitely in the path of the storm here, you can see. So you're right in here. You're right in the middle of that tornado warning there. So be sure to get in your safe spot. Max hail size, quarter size hail. So definitely kind of keep an eye out for that too. Yes, so please be in your shelter. And contact your friends, family too. Let them know if they're in the area as well to get to their safe spots as well, okay? Yeah, right now those strong winds are kind of west of you at the moment, but they're heading your way. They're heading your way. Yeah, that warning still is in effect here. It's going to be in effect for a little bit. Got 24 minutes left on that warning. But like I said, Sugar Creek and Independence, Raytown area, Randolph, Birmingham, North Kansas City, Avondale, I think it is, and of course Kansas City included. Let's see here. Kansas City downtown airport gust at 74. Really? Goodness. Yeah, I mean those velocities were really strong. They were absolutely strong. So I mean, am I really surprised? Not really. I mean, it's quite a storm, and this is exactly why we need to have nighttime coverage. which is what makes me very happy that I'm here for you guys at this point. Definitely glad I went live for y'all. But yeah, it is closing in on Independence now. It is heading out there. We can't forget about the other storms too. You know, we do have some strong convection here in southeastern Kansas popping off as well. Let's see here. MD says my son is in Madison. How is it looking? Let's see here. Let me pull it up for you, friend. Madison, is this? Which Madison is this? There's a lot of Madisons. Mississippi, Indiana, New Jersey, Alabama, Wisconsin. Yeah, let me know. Let me know the state too. It'll help a lot. Let's see here. Is one on the ground in Independence? I just got a text from Airhead, or from around it, or it is around Arrowhead. Sorry. So we, as of now, do not have confirmation of it being on the ground. Therefore, it's still a radar indicated threat, meaning that the radar has picked up rotation within the storm. But like I said, though, I mean, from the beginning, you know, radar indicated, confirmed, you still need to be in your safe spot. But as of right now, there is no, it is not observed at the current moment. Sorry if y'all heard that. I accidentally dropped my headset. That was actually my VR headset. It was an expensive crash you probably just heard, so I hope it didn't break. But anyways, but yeah, definitely, regardless, need to be in your safe spot, okay? So once again, if you know anybody out there as well, just give them a heads up. Let them know. Definitely is quite a nasty storm out here. Let's see, good work, Andrew. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it, man. You said Missouri. Okay, Madison, Missouri. Madison, Missouri. Here we go. All right, so let's check up on Madison area. I think Madison's starting to get some convection out here. We got a little bit of cells just south of Madison. I don't think Madison themselves is under a warning at the moment. Yeah, Madison right now is good. We do have a warning, severe warning by Polo, Cowgill, Kingston, Hamilton for quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Oh, yeah, there's that 74 wind report there. Look at that. Wow, ASOS station. Goodness, man, that's... Oh, they put a severe warning on that now. What do they have that for? 70-mile-an-hour winds. Yep, 70-mile-an-hour winds and quarter hail. Look at that. Wow. So what I think they're probably going to do, now given the warning's still there, like I said, please be in your shelter. But what I think they're probably trying to do here is replace that tornado warning with a severe warning, because it, to me, at least in the lower scans, looks mostly like straight line winds. I know the higher elevational scans, you know, like 10,000 feet or so, shows, you know, more rotation. Like I said, those lower levels are not the best in this environment. But that's me. But like I said, as long as that tornado warning's there, you still need to be in your shelter. That's just my opinion on what I think they're trying to do, maybe. I mean, the warning naturally expires in 20 minutes. They could decide to pull it sooner. Oh, and they just did exactly what I was thinking they were going to do. Okay, well, there you go. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So they just removed the tornado warning. But like I said, still a very dangerous storm, though. You know, 70-mile-an-hour winds on this thing, and definitely is still a concern. Like I said, Birmingham, Independence, Raytown, Blue Springs, Green Valley, Bates City, Buckner, Lake Lotawana, Unity Village, Raytown, and Lee's Summit. So, heads up to you guys out there. Yeah, so it's now a severe warning, but definitely is still quite a strong storm. Let's see here. These storms are strengthening. Yeah, the one out in Kansas City definitely has been strengthening quite a bit over the last several scans here. Hopefully from now on it'll weaken a bit, but let's keep an eye on that little tail there. We'll just watch it. We'll see what happens. But yeah. Let's see. Maul says, hoping to go to bed soon. I have to wake up around 10 a.m. Gotcha. Yeah, I know it's really frustrating too. A bit of a face reveal for the people who haven't seen me before. I know it's pretty frustrating too. You know, this being at nighttime, and like a lot of you guys, you know, of course, have tomorrow's Monday, or today's Monday. You know, we got work and all that stuff. So I know it's frustrating, and I totally get it. And I'm hoping that, you know, these storms will die down a bit. I mean, the watches, they're still going to be in effect for a while. We still got 2 hours on these guys over here in Missouri. One's up in Iowa, expire in about an hour. So these ones expire in 2 hours. This one expires in 1 hour here. So, anyways, let's see here. On Team says, thank you for being live. Seriously, we need nighttime coverage. He's right. You're very welcome, friend. You're very, very welcome. I'm glad to be here. Glad to help. And if you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. We are here to help. That is what we are here for. Let's see here. Got a traffic camera. Oh, do you? Yeah, I don't have rights to all these traffic cameras, so I can't really pull them up unless I have permission to. Whoa. Oh my gosh, look at that, dude. They upgraded that to 82 mile an hour winds on that. Wow. That's quite strong. Put in perspective, that's hurricane force winds now. Wow, dude. And they updated that to 82. Let's see, KMKC Airport repeated a peak wind gust of 82 miles an hour at 1:38 a.m. Central. So what was that, about 20 minutes ago? Yeah, almost 20 on the dot. That's impressive. Yeah, definitely a dangerous storm. Looks like those winds are definitely heading out towards Independence now. Sugar Creek, let's see, Riverbend, Courtney, Birmingham area. Let's see here. Quarter Hail, 60 knots. 60 knots to 70 mile an hour winds, by the way. Yeah, don't get that confused. I almost did. I was like, wait a minute, why is it 60? It should be. Did I really remember it was a knot? All right, let's see here. We'll hop back to velocity. Back over here. Misty says now we see an upgrade at 80 mile an hour winds. I doubt it. Remember, this was earlier. This was 20 minutes ago. The storm looks a lot different than it did 20 minutes ago. You know, this was back during the state where we had these crazy velocities on radar, you know, that were showing like 60, 70 mile an hour winds out here. And then, of course, you know, velocities tamed down a little bit from what it looks like. So, like I said, though, still absolutely a dangerous storm. You know, still needs to be monitored, but yeah, it's not as strong as it was 20 minutes ago. But still 70 mile an hour winds is expected on it, which is definitely still pretty strong and could, you know, definitely throw around some loose, unsecured objects outdoors, and just be sure to stay away from windows. I'd even recommend going towards the center portion of your home if you're in this warning here. Like I mentioned, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering where we're looking at, this is Missouri. This is northwest Missouri. Let's see here. Yeah, so this includes Independence, Sugar Creek, Riverbend, Birmingham, Raytown, Blue Springs, Buckner, Bate City, Lake Lotawana, Lee Summit, Unity Village, and Raytown. All right, let's take a peek over here. We're going to switch over to Wichita radar for a minute so we can look in eastern Kansas. We got a warning out by Buffalo, Benedict, Humboldt, let's see, Shaw, Elsmore, St. Paul. Yeah, this one's typical, 60 mile an hour wind, quarter hail. I think a lot of these are. Yeah. We have another warning just north of Topeka for Hoyt and Manetta, I think it is. Then we hop over to that grouping of cells in southwestern Iowa. This one's still... Wow, what? Holy moly. When did that happen? I was too focused on the Kansas City storm. Look at this, dude. 2.5 inch hail now is what it's warned for. That is what, tennis ball hail? Yeah. Tennis ball hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts on that storm. That is unbelievable. So that's in southwest Iowa. Let's see. That's up by Hancock area in Oakland. Let's see here. Yeah, Oakland around 2:05 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So that's 5 minutes. About 5 minutes or so. Wow, dude. So that one's big on the hail, and then the one down in Missouri this one's big on the winds. So kind of got The best of both worlds going on over here. Yeah, definitely got to keep an eye on that. Yeah, look at that nice little outflow boundary that we have here with that. You can see right in here. Oh, it's Missouri Dot's free camera system. Oh, okay, I got you. See here in loud booms. Stay safe out there, man. Can I look at the cell east of Marceline? Yes, I can. I got you, friend. Marceline, Missouri. All right, let's see here. Change up our radar. I don't think we need a radar out here, man. We need a better WSR 88D out here. So these cells over here that you're wanting me to look at, so we only have one warning on the one for Prairie Hill. That's the only one that's warned there. That's warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, which is 52 knots, as well as 1.25-inch hail, which is $half hail on that. So that's the one that's severe warned, which is just southeast of you. So 1.25-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. All right, let's see here. But yeah, definitely. That's pretty crazy. I can't get over the fact we had 82-mile-an-hour winds on that. That's pretty impressive. Definitely impressive. All right, we're gonna switch back over here to southwest Iowa. Still seeing that warning for tennis ball hail. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Yeah, a couple scans back on that storm, that hailstorm that we're seeing, definitely really had some really high-end reflectivity values. Here, we'll check it out over here on this radar. Certainly impressive. Yeah, I mean, we were over 70 dBz there for a few scans. Some spots, look at that, 72 dBz. That's definitely really high echoes. Yeah, I mean, typically like 40, 50 is heavy rain, 60 is very heavy rain. And then once you get to 70s, you're seeing some real big droplets falling really fast, or the rates are really high, I should say. And, usually you're seeing some hail mixing in if you see reflectivity that big. I'm sure correlation coefficient even shows it too. Yeah, see how the values are a little more yellow right here? There's more scattering going on. Because of the shape of hail and all that stuff. So it's definitely kind of showing itself also in correlation coefficient. Yeah, CC is really good for determining a differential in sizes of what you're scanning. So, for example, it tells you that if there's a big change in the size between like a raindrop and a hailstone. It'll let you know. That's why we use it for tornadoes and stuff too. Because tornadic debris, it looks totally different than a raindrop does on radar. And it kind of shows that. Look at that. It looks like a little hand. You see that? Or a wrench. Look at that. We got a wrench storm or a Lego hand. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, definitely kind of a weird little storm here. Still getting some high velocities. I mean, definitely still pretty strong. Let's see here. Yeah, they still do have it warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds and quarter hail, so can't forget about that. Carrot says, I'm surprised the significant severe threat's still ongoing. Well, yeah, that's definitely why I wanted to go live here tonight. Carrot, I love. I could fix it, Ostorm. Oh. Man. I was gonna make a joke about a 10 mil, but I didn't. Yeah, definitely interesting. Let's see here. Missy says severe warned. Now I bet the wind is taking out power in Kansas City. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's definitely some power outages out here. Yeah, I mean it definitely I mean it hit that airport hard, 80-mile-an-hour winds. That's pretty crazy. Wonder if those planes out there better be strapped down, especially if you're flying in a Cessna like 172 or 152. If you don't strap those things down, I'm sure those things will go flying because they have a low airspeed. If you probably couldn't tell, I'm a little bit into aviation as well, not just meteorology. See, I bet Missouri gets a bunch of CAPE and stuff because we're all clear. Yeah, I mean, we definitely do have a lot of CAPE out there. Currently here, we'll bring up our meso analysis here. I'll do 100 millibar mixed layer here. So, yeah, you could definitely see we do have quite a bit of CAPE out there. I mean, we're well above 2,000 joules per kilogram. We're in the realm of even 3,000. And a couple pockets higher than that, 4,000 maybe in some spots. Definitely high. Downdraft CAPE, also really high too. Let's see. Can I check shear meso analysis? Of course. Is there any specific parameter? I'll pull up the lower mid levels here. We'll look at the 850 millibar analysis. So it does it surprisingly though. This is about 5,000 feet up, 850 millibar height, which we have winds flowing northeast at about 20 knots, 15, 20 knots. And of course we do have, a couple areas, maybe 25 knots. But really, to be honest, there's really not a strong lower level jet. There really isn't. There is one, but it's not very strong. Mid-level flows, honestly, not that impressive either. 30, 40 knots. It's enough to at least get some decent organization going on within these cells and all, but is it impressive? I mean, not really. The shear definitely could be better, but still performing well despite that, I'm assuming you probably want surface 3-kilometer shear, which I can pull up for you. Shear's definitely weaker in like southwest Iowa. Mostly maybe 20, 25 knots, 0 to 3-kilometer shear. So, yeah, I mean, it's not super high, to be honest with you. Good morning, Robert. Good to see you, friend. Hope all is well with you. Missy says, I drove through a downpour today. Ooh, that is not good. Yeah. Definitely be sure to pull over if you have to, Don't force yourself to drive through it. So yeah, it's pretty weak shear. It's why that storm is on the outflow boundary. Is not spending much. Yeah, it is definitely a decent outflow boundary on that storm. Under a flash flood warning, well, stay safe, especially if you're in a low-lying area, Ma. So let's see here. After catching 5 fish, half bass. Oh, nice. Nice. All right. So that's that here. Let's hop over to over here for a minute. Take a look at those warnings again. Here's our latest. Okay, so they did downgrade that warning, thankfully. The one that was warned for 2.5 inch hail is now warned for 1.5 inch hail. So it went from tennis ball hail to now ping pong ball hail. So yeah, 1.5 inch hail. Max wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour here still. So yeah, ping pong ball hail. That includes Carson, Oakland, and Macedonia. Yeah, you can see where they put that new warning there. But they did downgrade it, which is nice. Still got 70-mile-an-hour winds on the one out here in Kansas City area. Got woken up by sirens. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. It sucks, but it's for a good reason, though, It's to let you know that there are definitely some nasty storms going on here. They did just actually update that polygon, too, and they still kept it 70, so they still believe it's capable of some strong winds, which the velocities have calmed down a tiny bit. Yeah, those mid-level, upper-level velocities also did quite a bit. They calmed down a bit. Yeah, I think we're in the waning down portion of that cell, thankfully. Yeah, it got really aggressive. What's crazy though is like right out of all places, it was right in Kansas City. Comparing to the other storms. Ooh, look at that. We got a quarter hail report coming in from Clay County here in 2 miles northeast of Avondale, which isn't super far from that 82-mile-an-hour wind report out there from the airport. So it is now produced, quarter hail. It is still warned for quarter hail too, so I mean, still a possibility. Let's see here. Misty says, I do see more storms going up towards Kansas City on that boundary. Let me take a look at the. Let's just look at the future radar here. Let's pull that up here. We'll pull up the sub-hourly HRRR here. So here's all the storms that we're seeing now. Those roll through. Yeah, I mean, it does show some more cells going up by Kansas City here within the next hour. So you can see, I mean, we have these guys that are popping off right now. And then it does show some more activity popping off, later on. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. The ones over here in Iowa, they're supposed to kind of fade out, as you can see. By 8 a.m. Eastern, they should be mostly done for in Iowa. Yeah, all that convection in that we're watching right now in Missouri and Kansas, that'll even cross through St. Louis area here. This is showing like by 7, maybe 8 o'clock Eastern, 7, 8 Eastern. So 6 to 7 a.m. Central Time, or local to St. Louis. Let's see. All right, let's hop back to the actual radar. So this is the live radar. This is what the radar looks like now. Yeah, there definitely is quite a lot of bit of lightning activity here on this too. That's another concern, Definitely something else you need to look out for is, not just the severe hazards that we do have here, but also the lightning and stuff like that too. So gotta keep an eye on that. Let's see here. All right, stay safe, Misty. Let's see here. Family in South Dakota got smacked. Now it's my turn, I guess. Well, stay safe out there, man. If there's anything you want me to look at, if there's a specific area you want me to pull up and just kind of check on the weather, feel free to let me know. We're here for you guys. Carrot says, new SPC Outlook Day 1 is interesting. Here, let's pull that up here. We'll pull up our new Day 1 here. Yeah, we did look at it a minute ago, or a little bit ago. We do have those 2 slight risk here. The main one for Nebraska, Kansas, and bits of eastern Colorado there. And then we have another slight risk between like Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, and Arkansas. Here, let's look at the probs real quickly. Tornado-wise, later today, pretty low end. We do have this 2% that goes through areas just east of Denver, here in eastern Colorado, western Kansas, southwestern, kind of west central Nebraska there, yeah. And then we change to the wind threat here. We have those 2 15% risk areas, non-SIG, 5% risk in the brown. And then in terms of hail, yeah, we do actually have a significant hail threat here. Possible hail up to 2 inches in diameter out here for later today. These are for this evening, by the way. So, I mean, decent event. And then day after tomorrow, we got a little Florida threat, a little marginal down in Florida. And then, of course, our central northern plains threat here. Let's see here. What about Blue Springs? Gotcha, friend. Let me pull up Blue Springs for you. Let's hop back to the current radar here, though. Pull this up here now. Blue Springs, Missouri. Oh yeah, Blue Springs definitely getting hit pretty good. Yeah, you can see you're kind of right on the edge of the storm. The storm is tracking, in relatively southeasterly. Yeah, relatively southeasterly. Um, which I do believe you are in that warning. Yeah, yeah, you're definitely in that warning there. Thankfully, and I actually got some good news. That warning has now been downgraded from 70-mile-an-hour winds to now 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So that's good. That's definitely good news. So what I recommend, though, is just staying away from windows, and you should be fine. You should be good to go. All right, Misty, I got you, friend. Let me pull up his. I don't think zip codes work on this program. Yeah. Misty, if you can, tell me the city and state. That would help out a lot. Yeah, because this program, I need to see if they can eventually add zip codes to work in this program. But for now, they don't. I have to go off of city names, which kind of sucks. But but yeah, let me know what city, what state. All right, let's check out these storms. Oh wow, look at that. That's new. So on that one cell that was warned for tennis ball hail, that's now warned for 1.5 inch hail or ping pong ball hail. We did have a 63-mile-per-hour wind report out there. This is, by the way, this is southwestern Iowa, for who's wondering. This is slightly west of Oakland, 4 miles west-northwest of Oakland, in Pottawatomie County, Iowa. Personal weather station measured wind gust of 63. Goodness. Bowling Green, Missouri. I think I know where that's at, right? Isn't that up northeast Missouri? Let me pull it up anyways. I know it's in Missouri. Oh, yeah. Yeah, northeast Missouri. I knew it was somewhere out here. Bowling Green right now is good. Yeah, there's really not much going on at the moment. However, those cells are definitely heading that way. They are tracking towards you. There's going to be a little bit before they get there, I think. Let me see. So you're right in here. Future models do show some convection, some cells popping off, maybe right around 5 Eastern for local, for Central Time. But yeah, definitely do show quite a few storms rolling through. So yeah. Yeah, that'll still be a little bit more than likely before you do get those. Let's see here. We have 41 minutes before the severe thunderstorm watch for Iowa and East Nebraska expires. So we got a little bit more to go on that. They apparently extended it. Yeah, apparently they extended both of these watches. We are now at 1 hour 41 minutes on the other watch here for bits of Kansas and Missouri here. I think at this point, areas like Topeka should be pretty good. We do have that one cell that's kind of passing north of Topeka. But yeah, I think we're looking a little better here. But like I said, though, even though things right now have calmed down a little bit, we still definitely have quite a few warnings, and the threat still persists. It still continues on for a while. All right, let's take a look here. So hopping back over here to the Kansas City storm here. The one includes Blue Springs, Green Valley, and let's see here, also Bates City. So a bit of a heads up for you guys. Let's see here. Because like I said, we have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as quarter-sized hail, so up to 1 inch in diameter hail there. So you check your weather app and it says storms should be done around 3:45. Where is that for? Yeah, because I'm not a big fan of those weather apps. They use some definitely interesting algorithms. Here, let me try to get this to work again. Active alerts. We'll do all. We'll do severe. Turn them on. Yeah, I'm not too sure why those haven't been popping up. Yeah, see, they're not even popping up on here either. These severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect here. Is it somehow off? I haven't turned them off. Let me go down to S here. Severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, look, they're on. Yeah, those haven't changed. Maybe try that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Not too sure. That's why I've been hopping over the GR2. Usually I just strictly use Aguacera, but see a Weather Channel. Gotcha. Wait, did that say? Oh, I thought that said 83 for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. All right, so here, let's hop over to St. Louis radar for a minute. We'll talk about these other severe warnings here. We'll switch over to reflectivity. I don't think that radar is one to work. Here, let's hop back to KEAX here. We have severe thunderstorm warning in effect. So this is for the kind of north central side of Missouri. This includes, let's see here, Moberly, Clifton Hill, Roanoke, Armstrong, Fayette, Clark. Let's see here, Higbee, and Caro, I think it might be. I'm probably saying that one wrong. But this is warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So this is what the winds could peak up to. Could get up to 60 miles per hour. Like I said before, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be sustained, constantly blowing at 60. But it basically means that the winds could, peak up to 60 miles an hour, typically just for, a few seconds here. Which, gusts, they usually do not last, super, super long, which is good. But definitely some strong winds still, on that. The one to the north here that includes Prairie Hill, this one's warned for, I believe, the same. Actually, no, it has a little bit larger hail, up to $half size, so 1.25 inches in diameter. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well, that one. Then, of course, our Kansas City storm here, currently rolling through Blue Springs, has already passed Independence, up by Green Valley, heading up on Oak Grove, Bates City area. Right now it's over Buckner, Blue Springs, Green Valley, and it expires in 21 minutes. So, yeah, quarter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts on that one, too. And those are all the ones that are in Missouri. Hopping back to Iowa. We have that severe thunderstorm warning for Carson and Oakland. Also, Macedonia here in southwestern Iowa. Which, yeah, this one's still pretty big. Ping pong ball size hail, so 1.5 inches in diameter. As well as, we also do have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts on that one there, too. Same thing for the back warning as well. This is just, actually, this one went down to quarter size. But, yeah, just to, extend that back inside they have here. But that's all the warnings as of now. Like I said, we did have some pretty recent reports not too long ago. Whenever that storm did cross through Kansas City, if you're just now tuning in, like I said, we actually had 82-mile-an-hour winds reported at the airport here in Kansas City, which is absolutely crazy. The KMKC airport reported peak wind gusts of 82 miles per hour. But to put that in perspective, that is hurricane force winds that was observed. So, definitely, you could barely see me because definitely some pretty strong winds, absolutely. And of course, we do have that that quarter size hail that was reported too. We also have reports of flash flooding too out there from a Weather Service employee. See, flash flooding observed in Northland. Areas that do not typically flood are reported to have flooding with lots of running water. Wow. For a place to flood that's not really floods very often, yeah, that's definitely impressive. Yeah, definitely seeing kind of a flooding concern here too. Let me actually check that real quick. Let's see if we can't load that up here. If I got a NOAA, and I think it's under the Weather Prediction Center. Let's do excessive rain day 1. Okay, yeah. So we definitely do have a decent flooding threat out here. We do have that. It kind of looks like a slight risk, because it is a slight risk for flooding, anyways, which gives you at least a 15% chance of flooding here. But yeah, excessive rainfall, definitely, is a bit of a concern here for today. Tomorrow we have a couple marginals. Day 3 we have New Mexico, bits of Texas. Here, let's look at the totals. This is QPF, total precipitation here for the next 24 hours. Yeah, it looks like we could pick up inch or so. I think locally we could definitely pick up several inches. Um, Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's look at the past radar. We're gonna pull up our storm total precipitation, just to kind of look and see how much has fallen. So, out there, kind of where that flooding report was at. Radar. Now, this is estimated. This is not approximate. This is radar estimated. But you can see out by like Gashland and Oakwood Park and Gladstone, there it looks like radar is picking up maybe 3 or 4 inches that has fallen out there, which is definitely pretty incredible. South of Topeka too, you can kind of see this big streak out by let's see, what does that include? Emporia goes through like Leroy and some of those areas, but yeah, also picking up several inches of rain out there as well. So, like I said, if you really kind of get caught in these, in these storms, and if they sit over your area for a while, especially having strong or heavy rain, it will certainly allow for, the water to pond up pretty quickly, which, actually flooding is the most dangerous weather phenomenon ever. So, definitely don't want to underestimate flooding. Flooding is a huge problem. A huge problem. And there goes my phone. Man, I'm dropping everything tonight. First time I dropped my headset, and then I dropped my phone. Goodness, man. But yeah, no, definitely, got to keep a close eye on the flooding here too. All right, let's see here. All right, get a little bit of an update on the warnings here. It looks like nothing really has changed since we just checked this here a few moments ago. Misty says today's going to be a busy day for lines of storms. Yeah. Later this evening, we definitely have a another severe weather threat here. Well, let's go ahead and actually bring up our future radar again here for you guys. We'll go ahead and do that now. So let's hop over to future radar. We'll hop to the HRRR. We'll go to the 0. Well, the 06 is out. Okay, we'll just use 06. So time's in the top right. This is in Eastern time, by the way. So just subtract an hour if you're in the Central time zone. So instead of saying 3, it'll be 2 a.m. That way you guys can kind of just, see what we're looking at. Anyways, but yeah, so we work our way down in time. These storms continue. You can see overnight, into the morning hours, kind of pushing eastward through central eastern Missouri. And then as we continue down, into later on this evening, it's showing like 4 o'clock central, maybe 5 eastern, you can actually start to see maybe some storms popping off along like eastern Wyoming. Bits of Colorado could start to see some storms popping off here. According to the HRRR, maybe some bits of convection going on here in Missouri, popping off maybe actually, kind of early on into the afternoon, possible. Take this lightly. Don't take it to be precise, but this is just kind of what the HRRR is suggesting. Tomorrow could play out, or today, later on today, I should say. But then we continue, going down in time here. Once we approach the evening, right around actually midnight going into the 2nd, you could definitely see we have kind of yet again another little grouping of a bunch of storms that pop through. So yeah, definitely could bring some more concerns and stuff like that. Let's see here. How is Cass County? Let me go and pull up Cass County. Is that in Missouri? Let me know what county that is, because there's, believe it or not, there's a Cass County, Minnesota, Cass County, Missouri, Texas, Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan. So I'm not sure exactly which one. I'm assuming Missouri. So we'll pull up Cass County, Missouri. I'm assuming this is the county here. Here we'll pull up current radar. That way we can kind of see what is going on at the moment. Yeah, because we do have some storms out in this area. Yeah, so they're actually just north of you. So this right here is Cass County. Just to the north, we have all that activity. And these storms are moving relatively eastward, you can see. That's actually a new cell that developed. You know what happened here, right? So if you look closely, you can actually see that outflow boundary. You see that kind of noodle here? So as that outflow boundary pushed eastward, it actually kind of ramped off some warm, moisture-filled air. And given that there was the instability there, it actually, sparked off that storm there, which, it spawned right on that outflow boundary there, which is very interesting. let's see here. Jelly says more potentially tornadic thunderstorms. Yes, but tomorrow's tornado threat's not as great as today was. Tomorrow's tornado threat, there is one. Yeah. Here, let's bring up our day one. So this is for later today. Looking at the tornado probs, we only have a 2%. Now, I say only, it's still a threat for tornadoes, of course, but it's not a super large threat. And it is not even a significant tornado threat. So if we do get tornadoes, they would likely remain relatively brief. They wouldn't last typically that long. They would likely be weak, meaning they probably wouldn't be that strong. So yeah, there is a little shot for a couple spin up tornadoes though. In the green areas here, which includes western, kind of west central, bits of Nebraska, bits of eastern Colorado here, and kind of course like west central Kansas there too, with that 2% tornado threat. So I mean, yeah, there is a tornado threat here, but like I said, I mean it's relatively on the lower end. So that's that. Jelly Dude says, all right, thanks for keeping us updated. Yeah, no problem. I got you, man. No problem at all. Let's see. Inner Closet says, thank you so much. You're very welcome, friend. No problem. You guys are very welcome. And if you'll have any more questions, like I said, please don't hesitate. Send them my way. We'll be here to help you guys. That's the whole point we're here, is to keep you guys up to date and weather aware. All right, let's see here. Still warned. Yeah, I think all of these are warned now for mostly quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, except for this one, the one up by Prairie Hill, Missouri. This one's warned for 1.25-inch hail, which is $half hail. So, yeah, 1.25 inches in diameter. Max wind gusts up to 52 knots, which is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Then we hop over to southwestern Iowa. This one is also warned for 1.25-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts if it decides it wants to load at any point. That'd be pretty nice. Here, let's try KDMX, maybe. Are they not wanting to load for some reason? Well, anyways, yeah, that one's also warned for that there, too. So, yeah, it seems like those are not wanting to load very well. But anyways, yeah, so here, let's actually hop on over there. Definitely not as crazy as it was earlier. If we go back in those scans, wow, look at that. Goodness, that's definitely some high returns. Look at that, 74 dBz there from the radar. That was at 315. Goodness, but yeah, this thing was a really big hail producer earlier. It definitely produced quite a bit of large hail. Absolutely. Jelly Dude says, my main concern is if Indiana will be in the severe weather risk in the next few days. Let me look for you. So here's the day one risk here. So Indiana's not in the threat for later today. As you see, we do have a light green area here in southern Indiana. This is our general thunderstorm risk. Basically just saying, hey, a couple booms of thunder are possible. We're not expecting any severe weather out here. But we can't rule out a couple storms. Now, tomorrow being the 2nd, we do not have not even a thunderstorm threat as of right now. And in day 3, we don't have anything either. So, now you're good. There's definitely not any severe weather expected out in Indiana within the next 3 days. So, but like I said, at most later today, we can't rule out an isolated storm or two. But once again, not expected to be anything severe or anything like that. So, definitely good. Definitely good. All right, so let's hop over here back to this here. I'm actually going to restart this program. I think my program's glitching now. Like I said, it's always something. Always something here. Or maybe we'll switch to... Okay, I might have to manually pan it then. Why is this not working now? I don't know what's going on with GR. I don't know why it's deciding it's not wanting to work here anymore. But anyways, technology, Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Jelly Dude says, much appreciated. Of course, friend. No problem. No problem at all. Yeah, this program's not even loading any of those warnings either, so it's like, oh my goodness. By the way, y'all, so the watch that we have here, you can see that that pink block here, which includes southwest Iowa, bits of eastern Nebraska. This expires in 24 minutes, so we still got a little bit to go, but not too much longer. It's about to expire soon. Now these ones still have a little bit more longer, about an hour and a half on these ones for eastern Kansas, kind of west central Missouri here. So we have a little bit more time on these ones here, but I ain't gonna lie. I mean, yeah, storms are still definitely kicking off pretty decently. I mean, we definitely still have quite a few storms, a lot of lightning activity still, but in terms of severity, it honestly looks like they might be waning down a little bit. I'm not gonna try to jinx anything or anything like that, but yeah, definitely does look like they are hopefully fading out a little bit. Let's see, I'm actively trying to fix my other radar here. So I apologize. Oh, you know what? That is weird. I think I fixed it. For some reason, it got rid of the site I pull the data from. I usually pull it from the Iowa servers, and for some reason it just stopped pulling from there. Saw a tornado warning earlier. Yeah, we covered that one a little bit ago. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with GR2. I think we're having a little bit of problems here with it. All right. Well, anyways, friends. But yeah, that's basically what we're seeing here. So, like I said, still definitely seeing some pretty strong storm activity popping off here. Let's hop over to the infrared satellite. Might want to refresh it, but yeah, I tried. Yeah. Oh wow, look at that. Look at IR. There you go. Yeah, you can see the storms. They started popping off late out there by like Emporia. And and as we went down in time, you could see how it just kind of evolved and really blew up. Some real deep convection out there. Here, maybe we'll try Meso Floater 1. I think it might be Floater 1 that's on here. Yeah. So we'll have more high res data here. We'll do the last 4 hours. Yeah, look at that. That is, you can just see all those overshooting tops. All that bubbling. Looks like boiling. Yeah, and then that's where you got that Kansas City storm. You could definitely see when that happened. When we had those really high tops out there. I mean, look at that. Wow. I am genuinely curious to go back on the echo tops and see how tall those storm tops were. Let me do that, actually. Yeah, let me do that. Let's hop back to radar for a minute. KEAX, and we'll go back to the last 4 hours. And let's hop over to enhanced echo tops. So this kind of gives us an idea of how tall those storms got. Wow, dude. 55,000 feet. 57,000 feet. Yeah, so those are really tall storms. Look at that. 57 KFT. That's 57,000 feet up. So that's definitely. That is definitely it was a really tall storm. I mean, now you can see it's definitely not nearly as tall, but still. Goodness. Yeah, it looks like we actually have another storm kind of pushing through Kansas City now. Yeah, we had that first one that rolled through. That's the one that went tornado warning there. And then you can see the one that we're at now, another round kind of rolling through. Let's see here. Smile says huge rotation and Lee's Summit. Let me look. Let me pull it up. Lee's Summit, Missouri. Well, Lee's Summit area. Let's see. Velocity. Oh, that's storm relative. Do not want to pull that up. Yeah, if you're talking about that, that. I don't think that's anything really. I really don't. Let me overlay reflectivity. Yeah. I don't think that's going to be much of anything, to be honest with you. I mean, we do have that new cell popping off though. I mean, these things are definitely starting to kind of pop off. Jelly says, hope everyone around there is being safe. Have alerts on phones. Made the weather radios. Yep, absolutely. Me as well. I hope everyone's okay. That's another reason why I'm here. You know, just to be here to offer support and you know, to be able to kind of let y'all know what's going on in real time and all. All right, let's try this out. Let's see if we can't get this to work again. Because it is kind of nice to have our warnings. We do have 3 warnings. We have one in Missouri, or sorry, 2 in Missouri. One for Clairton, Howard, and Randolph County, or counties, I should say. For Iowa, we have Pottawatomie County, and for Missouri, the other one in Missouri, we have Jackson and Lafayette counties. So, yeah, but for some reason, the if I go over here under view, or no, not view. What was it under? Configure polling here. Let's turn it off for a minute. So this, the level 2 source I usually get this from, was deleted for some reason. Let me try this maybe. Oh, that's going to crash it, isn't it? It did not like that. It did not like that at all. All right. Yeah. That that didn't go well. Let me try this again. See if this will work now. It probably won't. Yeah, maybe this is a sign that we should head off for the night. I mean, the storms definitely are waning down a little bit, but see, we got 17 minutes left on that warning, or sorry, that watch up here in Iowa and East Nebraska. I think it's safe to say that Nebraska at this point is pretty much good to go. Yeah, there's storms are. Well, we have a storm over Omaha right now in Nebraska, but that's kind of pushing into Iowa at this point, kind of rolling its way out. Let's see here. Yeah, but like I said, definitely still quite a kind of like a bad attempt at a line of storms here. But yeah, you can definitely see it as kind of a chain of storms, all the way from Kansas City through kind of northeastern Missouri, up by like Paris and Holiday area. St. Louis right now is pretty clear, but you know, like I mentioned though, as we go down, you know, through time, which we'll bring up the future radar again for you real quick. You know, as we go down in time, eventually these storms will approach St. Louis. You know, you can see this is roughly about like 7 a.m. Eastern. Maybe actually a little bit later. I'd say between like 7 and 9 a.m. or so, just to kind of give it a little bit of a wiggle room. But yeah, it definitely does have that that grouping of convection going through St. Louis there, kind of just around sunrise or so, roughly. And then that'll just continue through South Illinois through the later morning and go into Kentucky, you know, kind of in the afternoon, evening. And that's before we do get more convection possibly popping off in like southeast Missouri, like around 1, maybe 2 o'clock or so, which we'll see. Keep an eye on it. Yeah, and then of course the main event starts later on. It's gonna be pretty late actually. It looks like the main set of storms, you know, that main initiation starts off pretty darn late, you know, in the afternoon, or sorry, the evening. You know, that's where we have that main site risk and all. So those will be the last ones to go. Let's see. Jelly says safe enough to sleep. Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, they're definitely not as crazy as they were, you know, a little bit ago. I think I'm gonna roll off here in about 15 minutes, guys. We'll go ahead and call this a 2-hour coverage because I started an hour and 45 minutes ago, so got a decent amount of coverage in the night, you know. definitely happy about that. Happy to be here with you guys. Yeah, another reason is it's hard to see those warnings if they're not working on both programs. I mean, what's the odds of both of them not working, you know? I mean, we got the watches to work on here, but the warnings for some reason do not work. I need to I need to reach out to the devs. I do know the devs, so I'll have to tell them about what happened tonight. Let's see here. Fan says the Lee Summit. I do have to agree. It looks like it might be trying to organize. Let's hop back to that storm over there. Here we go. Well, I mean, yeah, this is pretty new convection here. You know, Kansas City's getting hit pretty hard again. Definitely not as severe as the last one, or not. You know, I don't think it is severe, Warren. I need to double check on that. You know, as a resort last effort, I am going to bring up radar scope on my phone and just kind of show you where the warnings are. Let's see here. Maybe it's a feed issue. You know what? Yeah, because they're not working on radar scope either. Oh, there we go. Now it's rolling. Now it's loading. Oh, Kansas City is under another warning. Yeah. Yep, Kansas City has another severe thunderstorm warning. It's definitely not as severe though. Yeah, this one's warned for 1 inch hail. 1 inch hail on it. And here, let me just show you on here. I hope you guys can see this. I hope you can. There it is. You can barely see it. There's Kansas City right there. So there's the storm. There's the storm, and it is definitely warned. I only see 3 warnings right now. Free Thinking says, "Thanks, Andrew. You're awesome." No problem, friend. I got you. Here, let's hop down to Southeast Kansas for a minute. You know, we can't forget about these guys. Try KSGF radar, maybe. Yeah, look at these guys. These are not warned, but they're definitely strong and quite the lightning producers. Could also be downburst. I like a microburst? No, I don't think so. I think it's just a normal storm, normal low and severe storm by Kansas City. Yeah, 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter hail. All right, let's actually take a look back at velocity here. Let's see what that looks like. I mean, yeah, there's definitely heightened velocities out there. Not as bad as the other storm, like I mentioned, though. Now, beam height, about 1,000 foot aloft. 1,000 feet up. Velocity's showing about like 20, maybe 30 mile an hour. So, I mean, that's estimated to. Don't take that too serious. So, take that lightly. No funnel spotted on cam zippy. Yeah. No, I think we're good. I think we're good right now. Knock on wood. I don't want to end up jinxing it, which definitely good at doing sometimes. Definitely good at doing, which not trying to have that happen again tonight. By the way, guys, I haven't mentioned this at all during the stream, but I want to say thank you all to everybody who's watching. I genuinely really appreciate you guys' support. Just for y'all hanging out. I know a lot of you guys are just tuning in here just to see what's going on with the weather, but I do want to say thank you for choosing us and hanging out here for a bit. And I really do appreciate it. I'm very thankful to have you guys. Just seriously, thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. And we'll hop on here, whenever there's severe weather at nighttime. There's some days I don't stream that long, and then there's other days where I stream longer. Like tonight was kind of one of our longer nights. But I do want to say once again, just thank you everybody for watching. And if you guys do end up enjoying this channel, maybe consider subscribing, maybe leaving a like as well on the live. It would be greatly appreciated. And the most that you guys can do, if you want to help us out, maybe consider sharing the stream to a friend or a family member, during severe weather when we're live or whatever. That way that they can keep up to date with the weather as well. But anyways, enough of that. But just seriously, thank you guys seriously so much. I really do deeply appreciate y'all. From the bottom of my heart, you guys are awesome, and I'm very, very thankful to be able to have a community on here and definitely hopefully make a difference in helping you guys out during these storms. So once again, seriously, thank you guys so much for all that. All right, let me check on my radar mega again real quickly. Let me see if we have any warnings. Yeah, we still got the same warning. So the one for Kansas City here, let me hop over to those storms here real quickly. Since my programs are glitching a little bit. Let's hop back to, why is reflectivity showing up for velocity? I honestly do not know why that is happening. My programs are they're just all over the place tonight, man. They really are. They sure are. Anyways, this warning for Kansas City. So this is their second warning of the night. This one's a warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Now, this includes, of course, Kansas City. It also includes Independence again, Blue Springs, which is over here, Lee's Summit, Lone Jack, and Grandview. Those areas are in that warning there, okay? So a bit of a heads up for you. Then we go into Iowa, sorry. Hop on over here. Now it's not even letting me switch radar. What is going on with these programs, dude? I genuinely want to know. Hold on, let me restart this one. We'll restart that. Oh, no, I don't want to launch CapCut. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. I apologize. What a mess. All right, there we go. All right, let's try this again. Here, let's go over here. Go radar, live radar. All right, there we go. Now it's working. Anyways, but yeah, for the one here, over on this one by Elliot, which is this guy right here. This one is warned also for, let's see. Oh, never mind, expired. Okay, that's good. Yeah, honestly, we're just kind of chilling here. We just have the 2 warnings at the moment now. Yeah, the last warning is over here in Missouri, just north of Columbia. Out in this area. So this is where the warning is. And this one is warned for also 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter hail. So I think it's good at this point. Where we're probably going to call it quits. Like I said, I'm gonna end in 8 minutes. So we're gonna end the live right at the 2-hour mark. I've been live for an hour and 52 minutes. So we're gonna hang out for about 8 more minutes before we do roll off. Because at that point, this watch will expire. So at that particular time, we'll roll off here for the night. But yeah, definitely doesn't help that we can't see the warnings on both my programs, which is weird. Let's see here. I'll post in Discord if anything major pops up. Sounds good. Thank you, Jelly, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Cassie says appreciate you being live to help us. Of course, friend. Glad to be here. Jelly says, well, I'm heading to sleep. Take care. See ya. All right, see you later, Jelly dude. Thank you so much for joining me, man. I really appreciate it. It was nice meeting you, and thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Really, really do. All right, so let's see here. We'll take a minute to hop over to the sat view again. Let's pull up our water vapor sat. That's something we haven't looked at here. Yeah, you can definitely see those drier areas kind of in that reddish kind of copper tone. And you can definitely see where the storms are with the blue. But yeah, we definitely do have some really deep convection going on. If we go back on the earlier sat view, yeah, look how, I mean, it's still convecting pretty heavily. We got some pretty big tops over by like Glasgow, which is in north central Missouri. I think that's actually on that one warning, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check on that. Oh, we got a new warning, by the way. Yeah. Okay. So that is a part of that severe warning, which includes Armstrong and Fayette, which that one's warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds observed, apparently. How did they get observed? Automated weather station. Interesting. All right. Well, that one out there, that one did get warned. Here, let me bring back up our normal radar. But we did get a new warning, though, which includes... So it's actually an extension east for Odessa and Lake Lafayette. So right here, Odessa, Lake Lafayette, and Mayville. So this is where the warning is, right here. This includes 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter hail. Yeah, that seems kind of like what we're seeing here with a lot of these storms at this point. But yeah, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Storm moving east at 30 miles an hour. Expires in 18 minutes. Switch over here. And then, of course, like I said, we also do have this Kansas City. Further west is also reported. Warned for 60 and quarter hail for like Independence again. Kansas City. Misty says there was a report of 58 miles an hour towards Columbia, Missouri. Really? So that's right at the line of considered severe. So a little bit of a fun fact, if you didn't know. For a storm to be classified as severe, it must have wind gusts 58 miles an hour or greater, hail that's quarter-sized or 1 inch in diameter or larger, and, of course, if there was a tornado, it would immediately make it a severe storm. But that's the classification, or the threshold, I should say, of what is needed for it to be classified as a severe storm. So, but yeah, 58 is definitely still pretty strong. Let's see, configure polling here. Let me try this again. Well, Iowa State. Okay. Hop over here. I really hope this works. There we go. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I don't know why. I do see that. I do see that now. 58 mile per hour wind report. We also did just get a new warning here for, let's see here, Bosworth, Bogard, I think it is, Triplet, Minden, Sumner, Hale, Rothville, and Lace. Yeah, I'm not even going to begin to pronounce that one. You guys can see how to pronounce it. I'm not good at names, so I'm definitely going to make it up. I'm definitely going to say the wrong one there. 60 mile an hour winds and quarter hail. So yeah, all these currently, they did finally cancel that warning for Iowa, the one that was west of Griswood and east of Carson. So there's no more warnings in Iowa. All the warnings are just these 4 here in Missouri, which all of them are for, 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So, yeah, we're kind of on the low-end severe at this point. So I definitely do think that the storms have definitely, waned down a little bit. So that's definitely good. But, yeah, we're going to be rolling off here in about 2.5 minutes or so. So we'll probably going to start ramping it up here shortly. But other than that, I mean, yeah, that's basically what's going on here. Let me check on velocity again real quickly. Let's hop over to that. Yeah, so you can see the green. This is where we do have a little bit of higher end velocity. Likely a little bit windy under here. Good news though, what I'm seeing here is I don't see any rotation, which is that's the main thing I'd be worried. That's the main thing I'd be concerned about. But I don't think there's much of anything going on at this point, tornadic wise, which is good. What I'm saying is that there's no rotation, which is definitely good. Having rotation would be the biggest worry, is what I'd say. Let's see here. Cass says that must be by Boonville, like Columbia. Let's see, not having much going on here yet. Lake area. Gotcha. Columbia. Let me pull up Columbia, Cassie. Let me see what we got going on for you. Columbia, Missouri. Yeah. So here's Columbia. So you're kind of near this radar site. There's the storm northwest of you. And you can see this is tracking basically southeast, maybe east, mostly east-southeast. So it's tracking in this direction. So yeah, you're over here. I mean, the tail end might just scrape by you. But yeah, that's that. Is that the one that is warned? I do believe. Yeah, so that one is warned. Actually, they just extended that warning 4 areas of kind of West Columbia, including Harrisburg, McBain, which is actually, this one's for 1.25 inch hail, which is $half hail. So that's for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and $half size. So yeah, that's now considered the biggest storm. Not by much. But yeah, I mean, for any of these severe warnings, honestly, if you guys just stay indoors away from windows, you should be good. Really, I mean, even trailers can withstand these winds. They should be. They're built to withstand gusts up to wind class 1, I believe 70, 80, I think. Wind class 2 is 90 to 100. I don't remember how that works, but it definitely is rated for that. Usually, that could be modern ones though. There definitely still is trailers that were before that was regulated and stuff. I think that became a thing in the 90s where they made sure that they were able to withstand them. But yeah, for older trailers, that could be a bit more of an issue. But everything should be pretty good. Alrighty, friends. Well, we just hit the 2-hour mark. I think I'm going to head off for now. I do want to say thank you all for joining. I really do appreciate it. Before we go off here, I do want to say once again a big thank you to Renita earlier for the Cash App donation. Thank you so much, friend. It helps me out a ton. Like I said, it helps pay for groceries and stuff like that. So I really do appreciate it. Deep down, thank you for all the people who have directly supported us with the super chats, the Cash App, all the Venmo, all the stuff here. So thank you for that. Thank you everybody else who joined and stuck around, left a like, subscribed. Thank you all, and just if you just joined and are watching right now, just thank you. Cleo says I subscribe, but can I please go over Spring Hill, Kansas? Yeah, I got you. Let me pull it up real fast for you. Let's see here. Pull up Spring Hill. Why is it not pulling up? Spring Hill, Kansas. Here we go. Alrighty. I think Spring Hill's, yeah, you guys are good. Spring Hill's good at this point. So you can see that we do have some storms northeast of you. So there's Spring Hill. Storms are, just northeast of you. But yeah, these are not really much of a problem. I think even the future models don't really have much going on out there. I could be wrong. Let me double check on that though. So there you are right here. I mean, HRRR does show maybe a couple storms, but like I said, you can't take HRRR that serious. But yeah, most of it is east of you, though. I personally think you're going to be fine, at least from definitely from severe weather and stuff. If anything, a couple showers, maybe a small storm or two, but yeah, nothing big. Alrighty, friends. Well, thank you all so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Once again, if y'all are new here, consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button. It would be much appreciated. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. And but yeah, that's going to go and conclude the coverage for tonight. I'm hoping to see you guys here tomorrow night for maybe some more coverage if it's needed. I do plan on making a video today since today's the first day of hurricane season, so we'll see about that. Probably going to rest a little bit and make that later on. But alrighty, friends. Well, thanks for joining. You guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. And y'all stay safe out there. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See ya later on.